So, here are some common questions you may have in your mind. So, question number one is most simple question: what is estate planning? So, estate planning is a process of organizing your financial, legal, and personal affairs so your wishes are carried out if you become incapacitated or pass away. It helps protect your loved ones, avoid unnecessary delays, and provides peace of mind. The most second common question I always receive: isn't estate planning only for wealthy people? No, estate planning is for everyone, whether you own a home, have children, savings, life insurance, retirement accounts, or personal belongings. You need a plan for how those assets will be managed and distributed. Question number three: I am young and healthy. Why do I need estate planning? So the answer is estate planning is not about age, it is about preparation. Unexpected accidents or illnesses can happen at any age. Having document like a healthcare directive and a power of attorney ensures someone you trust can help make decisions if needed. Another common question: what happens if I die without a will? Okay, so answer is state law. State laws decide who receive your assets. This process is called interstate succession. Your wishes may not be followed exactly, and your family could face delays, court involvement, and additional expenses. The next question is: what is a difference between a will and a trust? A will outlines who receives your assets after death and may require probate. On the other hand, the trust can hold assets during your lifetime and often allow assets to pass directly to the beneficiaries without probate. Trust can also provide greater privacy and control. And now, sometimes people ask me, what is probate? Okay, probate is the court supervised process of settling an estate after someone passes away. Depending on the state and the complexity of the estate, it can take months or even longer. Proper planning may reduce or avoid probate. So, proper planning may help reduce or avoid probate completely. Now, the next common question is that how often should I update my estate plan? Review your estate plan every 3 to 5 years or whenever major life event occurs, such as marriage, divorce, birth of a child, or a death of a beneficiary, buying a new home, significant financial changes. Now, the next common question is what documents are usually included in an estate plan? A comprehensive estate plan may include last will and testament, revocable living trust, durable power of attorney, healthcare power of attorney, living will, advance directive, beneficiary designations, guardianship designations for minor children. The company we use, they have all these included. And once requested, we will provide the information about the company we use for the estate planning. Now, the next question is how does life insurance fit into estate planning? So, the answer is life insurance can provide immediate financial support for loved ones, help replace income, pay debts, cover final expenses, and support wealth transfer goals. And then the next question is, can estate planning help reduce taxes? So the answer is yes. In some situations, yes. Proper planning strategies may help minimize estate taxes and preserve more wealth for beneficiaries. The specific benefits depends on your financial situation and applicable laws. Now, I also get question, people say, what if I have young children? So the answer for this is that one of the most important reasons to create an estate plan is to name guardians for minor children. Without a plan, a court may decide who will care for them. Okay. And the next question is like maybe some of you will have that. What is a power of attorney? A power of attorney allows someone you trust to handle financial or legal matters on your behalf if you are unable to do so yourself. Next question. What is healthcare directive? A healthcare directive communicates your medical wishes and appoints someone to make healthcare decisions if you cannot speak for yourself. The next question a lot of people ask me, and it is, how much does estate planning cost? So the cost varies depending on your needs and the complexity of your situation. However, the cost of planning is often far less than the potential costs, delay, and stress caused by not having a plan. And the company we use, the plan starts from $2,000. It's like actually 1895 and up, depends upon how you, depends on your based on actually on your needs, depending on your needs. And then the next question is that what is the first step to getting started? Okay, so the first step is getting started is having a conversation about your goals, family situation, and assets with someone like me or any financial advisors we have. You can use them. Once you understand your option, you can create a plan tailored to your needs. And the company we use, the name is Inherit Guard. So most of the people ask me, what is Inherit Guard? Inherit Guard is a modern estate planning platform designed to help individuals and family create important estate planning documents conveniently and affordably. Now the next question people ask me, can I create my estate plan online? Yes. Inherit Guard helps individuals complete estate planning documents online through a guided process, making estate planning more accessible for many families. The next question, sometimes people ask me, can you help me get started? Absolutely. I can help you understand the estate planning process, identify the documents you may need, and guide you towards creating a plan that protects your loved ones and your legacy. Now, there is one more question a lot of people ask me, and I think it's important if I'll bring it up here. What is the biggest mistake people make with estate planning? So, the honest answer is the biggest mistake is waiting. Most people know that they should have a plan, but assume they have more time. Estate planning is ultimately an act of love. It ensures the people you care about are protected when they need it most. And now there is one more question. Few people ask me, if I have trust, why I need estate planning? A trust is a powerful financial tool, no doubt, but it is only one component of a comprehensive estate plan. While a trust manages your assets, A complete asset plan handles legal and personal matters a trust cannot, such as appointing guardians for a minor, making healthcare decisions, and covering untransferred property. A complete estate planning is essential for several reasons. Appointing guardians for the minor children. A trust can hold money for your children, but it cannot legally assign who will raise them in case something happened to you if you pass away. You need a will to designate guardianship. It also helps catching leftover assets. So if you forgot to transfer, if you forget to transfer a newly purchased assets like a car or a bank account in your trust before you die, that asset is left out in the cold. A pour over will act as a safety net, automatically sweeping those forgotten assets into your trust. Then planning for incapacity. So trust only manage estate planning documents like medical power of attorney and a living will allow you to choose who makes medical decision and end of the life care choices for you if you become incapacitated. And then last but not the least, a lot of people ask me because the inherit card, the trust, or we estate planning includes the revocable trust. So a lot of people ask me what is revocable trust. A revocable trust can be changed, updated, amended, or cancelled by the person who created the grantor during their lifetimes. So, what are the benefits of the revocable living trust? You can maintain control of your assets. You can add or remove beneficiaries. You can change trustees, helps avoid probate, and flexible as the life circumstances change. So, example of this will be you create a revocable trust today. 5 years later, you have a new grandchild and want to include them as a beneficiary, you can simply amend the trust. So, but if it's an irrevocable trust, so what is the irrevocable trust is an irrevocable trust generally cannot be changed or cancelled once it is established, except in limited circumstances. And what are the benefits? Sometimes people say, what are the benefits of irrevocable trust? It's if you have a big, it's a greater asset protection, potential estate tax benefit, may help with the Medicaid planning, and assets are generally removed from your taxable assets. But the trade off is that you give up some control over the assets placed in the trust. An example of this will be like you transfer an insurance policy or investment assets into an irrevocable trust. Once transferred, these assets are generally no longer considered your personal property. So, just to easily understand, revocable trust is that I still control it. Irrevocable trust is like I have permanently transferred it. So, irrevocable trust, you still hold the keys to the house. Okay. And irrevocable trust means you handed the keys to the trust and cannot simply take them back. And once I explain people about the revocable and irrevocable, so most of the people ask me which type of the trust do most family use. Most families start with the revocable living trust because it provides more flexibility, control, and probate avoidance while they're alive. Okay. So I have this question in mind. Some of you have this question in mind. Maybe why would someone choose an irrevocable trust? So yeah, people do choose irrevocable trust, but usually for advanced planning purposes, such as asset protection, tax planning, charitable giving, or medical planning. So people do choose that one. Then there is a question. One of the person we just got the estate planning done for them, the couple, and they asked me this question: does a revocable trust protect assets from the creditors? Sorry, generally no, because you still control the asset. They are typically considered your assets for creditor purposes. This is a great question to cover during This is a great question to cover.